I didn't start working as an Uber driver because I loved people. On the contrary, it is because they are almost not necessary to see them. The passengers are different at night. Quieter. More honest. Sometimes strange. But then, on October night, I realized there are those who should not be at all. I've been working for the second year. Night shifts brought more money, less traffic, less talk. I turned on the radio, opened the app, waited for the first call. It was 23:47. The city was damp. The lanterns were melting in puddles, and the asphalt was shining as if it had just been washed. Autumn is the worst season for night drivers. Fog, leaves, and also cemeteries that suddenly appear where you don't notice them during the day. I was standing outside the gas station when the app squeaked. New request. Location, Old City Road. Delivery point, Northern Cemetery. I sighed. Seriously. Drivers don't like such orders. Not because of prejudice. It's just that GPS is bad there. It's dark, narrow roads. But the cancellation spoils the rating. I clicked accept. The road took 10 minutes. The closer I got, the thicker the fog became. The headlights seemed to cut milk. The navigator began to twitch. The map hung. And then I saw the gate. Old. Forged. Semi-open. The light of the lanterns did not reach here. Only my high-beam headlights slid on the plate. North Cemetery. Founded in 1889. I stopped at the entrance. The application showed. Passenger. Elena. Profile photo, black and white. Blurred. Like an old scan. I frowned. Strange. Usually there are modern selfies, Instagram faces, filters. And here it is like a photo from a passport of the early 2000s. I looked at the time again. 23:59. Exactly at midnight, she came out of the fog. I didn't immediately understand what was alarming me. She was normal. Young. About 25 years. Dark hair. Coat below the knees. Without an umbrella, although the dry was going. She didn't run. I didn't look back. I was just leaving. From the gate of the cemetery. A cold wave made me. She opened the door and sat down behind. "Good night," she said quietly. The voice was soft, but very equal. No emotions. "Good," I replied, trying to sound normal. "Where are we going?" "The address is already in the application." I nodded and moved. The first minutes were silent. I looked in the mirror. She sat straight, her hands on her knees. I didn't look at the phone. I didn't look out the window. Just Saturday. It was unnatural. Everyone is doing something. Flip through the tape. They write to someone. Falling asleep. And she didn't. I decided to check the details of the trip. And then I noticed something that still keeps me awake. Profile created. 2009. I blinked. Uber didn't even work in our city at that time. I scrolled down. Last trip, October 12th, 2009. Today was October 12th. I felt my fingers clench the steering wheel. "I'm sorry," I said. "Do you have an old account?" Silence. "What?" She replied quietly. "Just, the date is strange." She was silent for a few seconds. Then she said, "I haven't used it for a long time." I let go a little. Logical. People create accounts and forget. It happens. But inside, something didn't agree. I looked in the mirror again. She looked straight at me. Not in the eyes. Through me. I quickly looked away. "Do you often work at night?" She asked suddenly. "Yes." "Isn't it scary?" I smiled. "After half a year, nothing is surprising." She said softly, "You have not yet been picked up by those who should not be." My heart skipped a beat. "What?" "Night is a strange time," she continued. "Some trips are not for the living." I laughed. Nervous. "Do you like scary stories?" "No," she replied. "I remember them." The car seemed to become colder. I turned on the heating. It didn't help. I translated the topic. "Are you going far?" "Not really." "Home?" Pause. "You can say so." We left the center. The roads are empty. The lanterns became thinner. The navigator showed an unfamiliar area. Old man. Forgotten. I've hardly been there. And then I noticed another strange thing. The signal began to fade. First the internet, then GPS. The card is frozen. Damn. Something wrong. She asked. The navigator is glitching. I'll show you the way, she said calmly. I didn't want to hear that. But he nodded. On the next turn to the right. I returned it. Now straight. Her voice sounded too confident, as if she knew these roads better than any GPS. After a few minutes, I realized that I didn't recognize anything. No houses. No signs. No people. Only old high-rise buildings. Dark. No light in the windows. Do you live here? I asked. I lived. This word fell like a stone. Lived. I felt the cold crawl down my back. Stop here, she said. I slowed down. There was a house in front of us. 5-story building. Shelled paint. Broken windows on the upper floors. It looked like no one had lived there for 10 years. Are you sure it's here? I asked. She didn't answer. The door opened. She came out. And then I made a mistake. I looked at the phone. The trip is over. Amount, 0.00. Status, paid. But that wasn't the worst. I saw the message. Thank you for the trip. Your last trip is over. I frowned. What? I updated the app. And I saw it. You are offline. The Go to Line button has disappeared. Instead of it, a grey stripe. Account deactivated. My mouth is dry. Well, I restarted the app. The same. I opened the mail. New letter. Topic. Your account has been closed due to violation. I started reading. And then I saw the date. October 12th, 2009. I felt my heart start pounding. It's impossible. I wasn't even on Uber then. I opened the history of trips. And it was empty. As if I had never worked. It's like that night is the only one. And the last one. I raised my head. She was standing near the entrance. She looked at me. And I smiled for the first time. Slowly. Sad. I opened the window. Hey, you forgot. I was silent. Because I understood. She didn't forget anything. What did you do? I whispered. She took a step closer. I just finished the trip. What? Trip? She looked straight in the eyes. And she said, the last one. And then I saw her face. Not right away. At first, there was something wrong with the light. It was as if it was slipping past her. As if it didn't touch. Then the details. The skin is too pale. The eyes are too dark. The smile is too wide. And suddenly I realized that the profile photo, it was the same. Old. Dead. You. I couldn't finish. She tilted her head. You saw the date. Is this a joke? I was going home then, she said quietly. The last time. My brain refused to understand. What happened? She looked at the road. Accident. The word hung in the air. The driver didn't make it. I felt something squeeze my chest. And you? I didn't get out of that trip, she said. That's why it didn't end. I wasn't breathing. Until today. Silence covered everything. Even the rain stopped making noise. Why me? I whispered. She was silent for a long time. Then she said, because you answered. What? Others have cancelled. I was so cold. How many others were there? She didn't answer. I was more scared than I would have answered. What will happen now? I asked. She looked at me as if she was sorry. Trips always end. No. Yes. She took a step closer. And then my engine died. Alone. The headlights went out. The world is gone. I grabbed the key. Returned. Nothing. The phone is black. The radio is dead. I was left in complete darkness. And only her silhouette stood in front of the car. I don't want to. I whispered. No one wants to, she replied quietly. I need to go home. You've already arrived. And then I saw. In dark glass. Reflection. But not yours. In the driver's seat. Someone else. I don't remember how I screamed. I don't remember jumping out of the car. I ran. Where? I don't know. Just running. Through the courtyards. Through the dark streets. Because of the fog. Until I saw the light. Gas station. People. Alive. I flew inside, choking. The salesman looked at me like I was crazy. Are you okay? The phone. I whispered. My phone doesn't work. He gave me a charge. I connected. The screen lit up. And the first thing I saw was, message. The new passenger is nearby. I screamed. I deleted the app the same night. Changed the number. I sold the car. I never worked as a driver again. But sometimes, when I leave late at night, I see the headlights in the back, which do not disappear. Never. And one day, my phone that hasn't had an Uber for a long time. I lit up myself. No sound. No notification. Just a screen. Black background. White text. Your trip is not over yet. Taxi skull.